What's going on, everybody? The new Mega Evolutions for Pokémon Legends ZA have fully leaked, and they even leaked their new stat pools and type changes. A lot of them are crazy and insane, and there's 26 of them. So let's go ahead and talk about these changes, good and bad, and what this means for competitive Pokemon in the future. But before we get into it, I do want to make it clear, spoilers ahead, I will be revealing all of the 26 new Mega Evolutions that you will be seeing in Pokémon Legends ZA. So if you don't want to be spoiled, click away now. But if you do, let's get right to the show. So first up, we have Mega Clefable. The biggest change here is that it actually gains the flying type. So think of it almost like a new Togekiss of sorts. For stat changes, obviously the HP stays the same, as is the case with all Megas. But we do have a plus 10 to attack, plus 20 to defense, plus 40 to special attack, plus 5 to special defense, and a plus 10 to speed. Notably, the special attack actually matches Fluttermane's too, which makes it incredible. And I actually really like this Mega Evolution. I like the changes they did here because it feels like a Pokemon that you can hold the Mega item and say, still run it as a Follow Me shield, and if you need to have that extra damage boost, get that plus 40 special attack, then you absolutely can do that, and you can dish out some serious damage. The flying type is, I mean, I don't know what that really does for it. It doesn't help Fairy type at all, that's for sure, and Fairy doesn't help out flying really, so it's something. I guess it makes you really good against fighting. You're a good cover for Tyranitar if you Mega Evolve. So as far as this Mega Evolution goes, I'm in. I'm all in on Clefable. I love this. I'm all for it. Moving on, next we have Victreebel. This Pokemon, its Mega Evolution keeps the same type, but it gets a plus 20 to attack, plus 20 to defense, plus 35 to special attack, plus 25 to special defense, and its speed stays the same. Like Clefable, it's a really good set of bulk that it gains with a total of 45 going between both its defenses, but I don't love the split that they did for attack and special attack. I know it standardly has this split the same way, but I really wanted it to either lean in on the special attack or lean in on the physical attack, or at least lean in a little bit more, not have them be almost identical. Especially since Victreebel doesn't really get that many physical moves. Let's see, it gets Leaf Blade, that's all right, it gets Leaf Blade, Power Whip, okay, never mind, maybe I changed my mind. That's actually pretty good. Solar Beam, Sludge Wave, yeah, I mean the Sludge Wave set, so I guess I'm gonna go ahead and change my mind a little bit here. Trailblaze, if it keeps Trailblaze, the physical set is actually pretty cool here. Grassy Glide too, so it's got options. It's got some cool stuff. How I would run Victreebel, if I'm going with the physical side, I think I'd be going Grass almost primarily because you have Poison Jab, and that's good enough, but you don't have Gunk Shot. Gunk Shot is illegal, it cannot be ran on it. But then if you add Leaf Blade or you add Power Whip, like these are great options. And then you have Pounce. I didn't even know it got Pounce. That's pretty sweet. But then you have Trailblaze, and that helps out with its speed quite a bit. So honestly, I was kind of on the fence with Victreebel, but maybe I'm with it because then if you're running the special attack side, you can go Sludge Wave, which is really cool. You got Sludge Bomb. And then I think you have Energy Ball. Yeah, you got Energy Ball. So I mean, there's good options for both the physical and special side. So you go a mixed attacker set with Sludge Wave and then run, like, this is where we could run Leaf Blade as our coverage move. Then we can do a little bit of both. And if you get intimidated, it's not the end of the world. The speed, unfortunately, is a little iffy. Hopefully it keeps Chlorophyll, but if it doesn't, I don't know. 70 is such a weird speed stat. And I know a lot of Pokemon that we just got for Megas are gonna have that weird middle ground speed. But if it gets Chlorophyll still, could be really good in the sun. Well, we'll just have to wait and see on that one. And next we have Mega Starmie. Now, Mega Starmie keeps the same type. It gets a plus 65 to attack, plus 20 to defense. It gets a plus 30 to special attack, plus 20 to special defense, and a plus 5 to speed. Now, Mega Starmie actually breaks a classic trope that they've been doing. Normally, Mega Evolutions only get a plus 100, but Mega Starmie gets a plus 140. They really wanted Mega Starmie to be good. They were going all in on this, but I think that this has an issue because they're obviously going for the hybrid attacker again too by having 140 attack and 130 special attack. But the biggest issue with that, there's not really a lot of options on the physical attacking side. Like, I feel like most of its good moves, like Expanding Force special, Dazzling Gleam special, Flash Cannon special, Ice Beam special, Power Gem special, Psychic special. Like, you got Psycho Cut physical, that's a good stab move. Does it even have a water stab move? Okay, it's got Waterfall. Waterfall Dive, I don't think I'd use that. I don't know. I don't love where it sits as a physical attacker. Like, Facade, is that even worth it? Double Edge, like that's all right. Flip Turn is cool. That's a good boost to have. You could be running a special attacking set use Flip Turn as your base move. You could run Scald, you could run Expanding Force, and then your choice of cover move like Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, I don't know. You could run something like that. Maybe Protect here. You have a pretty good mix set here. We can hit pretty hard with Flip Turn while still having that special attack like edge to you. So I mean, there's some joy here, but I don't know. This one I think I'm sitting out on. I'm not a huge fan of this one. And next we have Mega Dragonite. So Mega Dragonite keeps the same type, but it gets a -10 to attack, +20 to defense, +45 to special attack, +25 to special defense, and a +20 to speed. So now this really does shift Dragonite to a special attacker from going from 100 to 145. The fact that you could have -10 to physical attack, that seems extremely difficult to overcome, especially when the main sets you see on Dragonite today are Terra Normal, Choice Band, Extreme Speed, or Loaded Dice, Scale Shot. Like, you're running almost primarily physical moves. It's really forcing you to hunker down and be like, maybe I do need to run like Draco Meteor or Dragon Pulse. Like, the speed boost here is pretty good. Going from 80 to 100, it helps it just overcome a lot of the middle tier speed Pokemon, and normally Dragonite would have to use Scale Shot or Extreme Speed to overcome that. But this speed tier, it's alright. With this, I actually do kind of like the difference in the hybrid attacker split, because I feel like here is a perfect opportunity where you can go Extreme Speed still, because you still have a 124 attack. It's still worthwhile. And then you can also add Draco Meteor to it. And we can have Draco Meteor then with the newly 145 special attack. And it lets you hit with Draco Meteor and then clean up with Extreme Speed. And then you can easily wheel out and then bring something else in its stead. So I think there's options here that are pretty awesome. And if we're looking at like the special flying moves, I don't know if it gets many. Hurricane could be cool on a rain team. I'm not out on that. Ice Beam's cool. It still gets Tailwind, still gets Surf. So Rain Team Dragonite could be really fun. Weather Ball, that's actually a lot of fun. I think this could be a lot of fun. I definitely think a special attacking mix set Dragonite with Extreme Speed at like the assist point would be very cool and very strong. So next we have Meganium, Mega Meganium. So Meganium actually gains a fairy type when it becomes Mega to become a fairy grass. Its HP stays the same as always, but it gets a +10 to attack, +15 to defense, +60 to special attack, and +15 to special defense. And its speed stays the same. And I think in general, Mega Meganium getting the fairy type immediately gives it more presence in the competitive world, just because of how dominant fairy type is in general. The +60 to special attack is also an absurd change. And that was a part of Meganium's big problem. I mean, look at its offenses, 82 for attack and 83 for special attack. So now Mega Meganium actually hits harder than Fluttermane, and you actually have enough bulk added with 115 on both that you can actually stay in a fight pretty well. Unfortunately, this is a 4 times weak to poison, which is fairly relevant. I see poison types a lot now that Fairy's out there, especially like Sneasler. But I do think the bulk shift, the typing shift, it does help it sit on the field a little bit more, and it can be more of an offensive support, like a bulky tank that just kind of sits around, sets up Leech Seed, sets up screens like Reflect or Light Screen. Like I feel like Leech Seed, Light Screen, Reflect, and then like Moonblast. I'm sure it gets Moonblast or Dazzling Gleam. We could even go Dazzling Gleam here. Like, I feel like this set actually goes kind of hard because it just applies so much pressure, and then you could wheel Meganium out to have somebody else take Leech Seed, and you don't have to run double screens. You could do Protect instead. That way you could burn through Leech Seed turns a lot better. So I think this is solid. I think Mega Meganium has its glaring faults, especially with regular Meganium being so bad. Probably one of the worst Pokemon ever. But I think Mega Meganium actually does have room. It does have room to play. It feels strong. I kind of like it. I'm in on Mega Meganium. I'm in on it. I want to try it out. I want to see if it's good. And next we have Mega Feraligatr. This is a big popular one, and when I first saw this one, I wasn't stoked, but now it's getting me back. So the Mega Feraligatr actually gains the Dragon type, which is so awesome. This is a great addition to fix this Pokemon. Dragon helps to protect Feraligatr's natural water typing from grass and electric, while water helps protect Dragon from ice. We've seen this typing on Palkia and on Kingdra, and it's just a strong type, and Dracovish. This typing just works so well, so this is going to be another awesome threat in that department. For our stat changes, we have +55 to attack, +25 to defense, +10 to special attack, +10 to special defense, and the speed stays the same. I do think this attack boost heavily necessary. Sheer Force Life Orb, so you got Sheer Force, Feraligatr, and even if you run Life Orb on it, this just wasn't doing enough damage, no matter what, because the attack set of 105, it's just way too low to use even in a meta like Regulation H right now in Scarlet Violet. Like Palafin and Gyarados, they kind of just outpace it entirely. And then when we get past Regulation H, when you add Urshifu Surging Strikes to it, like there's no point to use any other physical water move besides Urshifu. Like it just feels like Feraligatr never had a chance and its stat spread never gave it a chance. I also think this bulk change is very significant. Getting a plus 30 and having its defense be like majorly bulky is pretty awesome. But since it has a middling speed of 78, it's almost too fast for Trick Room, but it's too slow outside of Trick Room. You can definitely still make it work with Icy Wind and Tailwind, but it puts you in an awkward position. So I think this additional bulk goes a long way in actually assisting Feraligatr to become a serious late game threat. I truly am all in on this, and I think even though you're losing the option of holding Life Orb, and so Sheer Force is probably not going to be the ability, like you'll run Sheer Force on base Feraligatr, but you'll probably lose it when it Mega Evolves. And I feel like the most obvious based on the design, if you guys have seen it, is gotta be Strong Jaw. Like you're giving this design Strong Jaw. Its whole thing is a big ol' head. Like there's no way it's not. So I think you're still good without having Sheer Force. I think it's like the same idea, just kind of switch it. All right, next we have Mega Skarmory, and I gotta say, this one's building up to be my favorite of all of them. So the type stays the same, but we get a stat change of plus 60 to attack with minus 30 to defense. The special attack stays the same. We get a plus 30 to special defense and a plus 40 to speed. Now these are excellent changes here. This plus 60 attack makes Skarmory a very valuable offensive threat, and the shift from 30 defense to special defense is actually extremely meaningful. Your defense on Mega Skarmory is still 110, very powerful, very strong, but now you're removing that special defense, which was always the weakest point. Buffing that from 70 to 100 now makes Skarmory a pretty resilient threat, alongside the paired with 140 attack is so good, so very good. And then the plus 40 to speed, also again, it gives it a 110 speed, which is extremely relevant on a Pokemon, especially that can run Tailwind. But the reason why I'm actually really big on this Mega Evolution is for one important reason, and that is weak armor. I think weak armor would be so much better on a Pokemon that didn't so heavily need its defense. Like base Skarmory has nothing else going for it. If you're not running the body press set, like what? There's no other options to do. Iron Defense, Body Press. That feels like that's the only thing this Pokemon's built for. And so now that this is shifting to be a more physical offensive, here's the build that I think actually goes crazy. So I think now with weak armor, the ideal turn one, you have weak armor up, you're full health, you don't Mega Evolve. You hope that you get hit by a defensive move, and you click Swords Dance. So now you have your attack doubled, you hopefully get hit by a move so that your defense is lowered by 1 and your speed is raised by 2. So now you have attack doubled and you have your speed doubled. And then on top of that, you then Mega Evolve plus 60 to your attack. So now you're not doubling 80, you're doubling 140. And instead of doubling 70 speed, you're doubling 110. This is such a monumental sweep from turn 1 to turn 2. I think Skarmory, like truly could be so broken if you can get that turn 1 off. Then you have Iron Head, you have Brave Bird, like you can start hitting everything for insane amounts of damage. And it doesn't have to be Brave Bird. You could even still run like a support set and just go all in on Iron Head, so you don't have to worry about the chip damage on yourself. But I think Mega Skarmory with the right setup and in the right build team is going to be a threat. All right, next we got Mega Froslass. Keeps the same type, but it has stat changes of it keeps the same HP, same attack, and same defense. But it gets a plus 60 to special attack, plus 30 to special defense, and a plus 10 to speed. Now this stat spread, it's pretty reminiscent of other ghost type special attackers. Like if we're looking at Gengar or Fluttermane, it's kind of the same, but this one is just worse. Like this one just feels way worse. The plus 60 special attack is awesome, but only hitting 140 when other options that don't require a Mega are hitting pretty dang close to that already. It just doesn't seem good. And then when you look at Mega Gengar specifically, like Mega Gengar has a 170 special attack with 130 speed. So Mega Gengar not only is faster than you, but it can also dish a one-hit knockout on you with a 170 special attack, which is 30 more than Frostlass's. So, for this one, I think it's a cool change. I think think it could be powerful in the right team setup, and it could be more of a fun gimmicky Pokemon, but I'm more opt to run something that we already know, like Mega Gengar or something else. Next we have Emboar, Mega Emboar. So it keeps the same type, but it has a stat change of plus 25 to attack, plus 10 to defense, minus 10 to special attack, plus 45 to special defense, and plus 10 to speed. I think this overall is an incredible change for Emboar. Like the loss of special attack is so huge, and just have it lean in all on physical attack so it can actually use Reckless. Like the Pokemon's attacks with recoil or crash damage have 1.2 times power. I don't think there is a single special attack that has that. He doesn't learn any special attacks that have that, so there's no point. We got Flare Blitz, we got Double Edge. Like now these moves you can also just add to that, and I think the strongest change that Mega Emboar got that I am the biggest fan of is its special defense getting upgraded. Getting that plus 45 to special defense is actually one of the most important changes defensively that I think you can have, because the 75 defense change, you don't really need a high physical defense when you can actually just run a Pokemon with Intimidate or Burn It. If you're running a Pokemon that can use Will-O-Wisp to burn your opponents and cut their physical damage, or you're running an Intimidator like Salamence, like this just sets up Emboar's bad physical defense to not even matter because you're lowering your opponent's physical attack anyways. So this is a great buff. I actually am really huge on this. It pretty much puts Emboar's attack stat on the same tier as Zacian pre-Intrepid Sword, and the only downside I have with this one is the speed tier. It's kind of a bummer that it gains 10. It helps it if you're going Tailwind, but 65 was actually fairly relevant for Trick Room, and you could actually run that in Trick Room like solidly. Like it was okay. It's not as good as the meta relevant Trick Room sweepers, but it was good enough. But now the 75 just feels like it takes it out of there and kind of puts you in a weird spot again, like a lot of these other Pokemon have with their speed tiers. Okay, next we have a Mega Excadrill. Same type. Stat changes are plus 30 to attack, plus 40 to defense, plus 15 to special attack, and plus 25 to speed. This, I just can't imagine this is going to be bad. I mean, Excadrill base is so good on sand teams because of Sand Rush. Like getting the speed doubled, it makes it so that 88 is actually a 176. So you kind of just have fun with it. I mean, that doesn't really matter. The speed boost now, the plus 25, I have to wonder if it loses Sand Rush, and that's why they gave it that speed jump. Because if it's 103 with speed, that's going to be absurd in the sand if it keeps Sand Rush. Now, obviously, the physical attack, what a buff. That is going to be scary, and I love the defense buff here. I think both of those things are going to make it a little bit more of a standalone Pokemon, so maybe it doesn't need the sand. I have a feeling it's going to be losing Sand Rush. The only thing I hate is the plus 15 to special attack. On a Pokemon like Excadrill, where you're never going to run special attacks, it almost feels like that's just throwaway stats. So you might as well just call this a plus 85 boost and we can move on. But either way, I'm in on this one. I'm big on this one. Moving on, we got Mega Scolipede. The stat changes are plus 40 to attack, plus 60 to defense, plus 20 to special attack, plus 30 to special defense, and minus 60 to speed. Ooh. So right away, the plus 60 to defense is absolutely marvelous. Like that's such a good boost. And the plus 40 attack actually does so much for it. Having only 100 attack, you almost had to rely on stuff like Swords Dance or Bulk Up. Doesn't get Bulk Up, but you had to rely on ways to make that damage actually worthwhile. And it was helpful too because this Pokemon actually gets speed boost. So every turn it gets a nice speed boost, and that 112 base was actually really good for that. So I'm okay with all of them, but again, this is another Pokemon plus 20 to special attack. What are we doing? We don't need this, Game Freak. You're kind of just like diminishing Scolipede. You should have left it. You should have let that plus 20 stay with the speed, so it could have had a speed stat of 82. That's where my big issue with the stat spread comes from. Is I feel like Scolipede with speed boost, that was like the one shtick it had going for it at 112, because once you get one speed boost going, you're faster than almost everything. Then once you get two speed boosts going, you are faster than everything. So now if you get a speed boost with Scolipede before it Mega Evolves, and then you Mega Evolve on the next turn and it loses speed boost, you're just back to Scolipede's base speed. But I guess that's not awful. Like if we're gonna talk about like what you could do with that, you could actually get 2 turns of speed boost going. You get 2 turns of speed boost, then you Mega Evolve. If you can set that up, now you're a Mega Evolution with 149 defense, 99 special defense, and 140 attack, and you're going faster than most restricted legendaries. Like that could be really good. I'd like to see this in practice. We'll have to see what its ability is, but I'm big on this one. I'm definitely big on this one. I think this one has a lot of options. All right, next we have Mega Scrafty. Keeps the same type, but it has a change of plus 40 to attack, plus 20 to defense, plus 10 to special attack, plus 20 to special defense, and plus 10 to speed. Now, I absolutely would use this. I think the changes here benefit it greatly, and the added bulk kind of just adds to what Scrafty's already known for. Like, Scrafty's meant to be a big, bulky disruptor, where it gets moves like Fake Out, and it has, I think, Sucker Punch. Nope. Does it have Knockoff? Yeah, it has Knockoff. And then you just get, like, Drain Punch, like stuff like that, Close Combat. Like, it's just meant to be a disruptor, really, and especially if you give it the ability Intimidate. Like, Intimidate with Fake Out, Knockoff, like, you're looking at Incineroar Light here. So giving this Pokemon a Mega Evolution that then adds to its physical attack and makes it actually a relevant physical attacker instead of just 90. Like, now we have 130. Like, this actually can pose a real threat mid-battle. It feels like another Pokemon like Clefable, where you don't have to Mega Evolve this. You can just rely on it for Fake Out, Knockoff, Close Combat, and then if you really need to, like if you're needing that punch, this is a Pokemon that can lose its item so that it can run Mega Evolution on it to be that weapon. All right, next we got Mega Eelektross. Keeps the same type again, and the stat changes here are plus 30 to attack, defense stays the same, plus 30 to special attack, plus 10 to special defense, and plus 30 to speed. So Eelektross has always been a mixed attacker, as you can tell with the 115, 105 attacks. So they kept that the same. This is kind of the same wheelhouse as Victreebel, really. Like, it feels like they did the Victreebel build and they just said, and Eelektross also gets that. There you go, like, do whatever you want. So I think it's cool. I mean, it's still a cool Pokemon. You kind of rip it away from its Trick Room tech though, because 50 speed that's key. That's a key Trick Room set speed. So now you're thrusting it into 80. So I guess you can now run it on Tailwind. You can run it next to Icy Wind, try to get it to there, and it has way better offenses at the behest of no more bulk change, really. So, I mean, I like it. It's not bad. It kind of isn't, like, the most impressive, but I think there's value, especially with the fact that you can run physical or special. I think a lot of people don't like hybrid attackers, but there's a lot to love there. It's an awkward speed, but I think Eelektross is usable still. So I'm 50-50 on this one. I'm 50-50 on this one. All right, picking back up, we got Mega Chandelure. This has the HP is the same, plus 20 to attack, plus 20 to defense, plus 30 to special attack, plus 20 to special defense, and plus 10 to speed. That 175 special attack is disgusting, frankly, and having boosted bulk on both the special and physical side, as well as boosted speed, just means that this thing's going to be a monster. I don't see how this can't be good. Really, any ability they give it, even if it keeps Flash Fire, going to be phenomenal. This is going to be a standout. Ooh, Flame Body even. I forgot I got that. So Flame Body or Flash Fire, any one of those will be phenomenal. No matter what, this is going to be a great Pokemon. Mega Chesnaught keeps the same typing, has a plus 30 to attack, plus 50 to defense, plus 40 to special defense, and a minus 20 to speed. This thing just got a lot better at what it was already good at, and that is Body Press and Wide Guard. But the cool thing now is this Pokemon, like Mega Chesnaught, can actually reliably use grass moves like Wood Hammer or Grassy Glide even. Like, you can put this next to Rillaboom, and you've got yourself a wall, and you can protect Rillaboom and Chesnaught from Heat Wave, Icy Wind, Blizzard. Like, you're kind of just good to go. And Chesnaught getting that speed reduction too, going below 50 makes it an absolute boss when it comes to Trick Room. So Mega Chesnaught, that is one of the big Pokemon that I think got a huge buff and is going to be fantastic down the stretch. Moving on, we got Mega Delphox. Its attack, HP, and defense actually all stayed the same, but it got a plus 45 to special attack, a plus 25 to special defense, and a plus 30 to speed. This thing is built like every other special attacker, I feel like, anymore. Fluttermane has this, Froslass, Mega Froslass even got this, Miss Magius has this, Gengar kind of has this, where you lean in on the special defensive side of the ball, and then you have your speed just cranked to 11. And 134, unfortunately, is 1 point lower than Fluttermane. So Game Freak kind of mess with Delphox there, knowing that you're always going to be slower than a max speed Fluttermane. So that's That's a bit of a problem, but maybe that special defense stat, the boost there, will help you out. The nice thing though is Delphox is faster than Mega Gengar by 4 points, so you know you can reliably hit a knockout on that, since Gengar, if it's Mega Evolving, cannot hold a Focus Sash. So that's a huge bonus there. Moving on, we got Mega Greninja, whose attack gets a plus 30, defense gets a plus 10, special attack gets a plus 30, special defense gets a plus 10, and speed gets a plus 20. Greninja kind of staying the same, but the thing that really stands out for me for Greninja is that speed buff. 142 speed is just so incredible. Like, I want to look at the top 300 speed Pokemon, because I think 142, that outpaces pretty much everything. Like 150. Yeah, so now you're on tier with Dragapult. That's so cool. You're faster than Zacian, you're faster than Zamazenta, you're faster than Iron Bundle and Fluttermane. Like, all of those are phenomenal. You're just slower than Calyrex, and you're just slower than Armored Zacian. But you're on the same tier of Dragapult, which puts you in the top 10 of fastest Pokemon in this game. So I can't hate that. You really can't hate that. I think Greninja is going to be extraordinarily powerful now with that speed stat, because you know you're going to be able to hit first most of the time, outside of Tailwind, outside of Trick Room, and outside of any speed pressure moves. So big on Greninja. I think this is going to be a really good Pokemon. Mega Pyroar gets a plus 20 to attack, plus 20 to defense, plus 20 to special attack, plus 20 to special defense, and plus 20 to speed. Just plus 20s all across the board. Just a nice even boost to help this Pokemon out. Even so, I mean, the 126 speed stat, it is good. And 129 special attack, it's nothing to scoff at, but it doesn't get good enough to make it feel like it's worth using. I don't really think so. Like, this stat spread, it kind of just feels like regular Pokemon, like a regular pseudo legendary, and you don't have to use Mega Evolution on those. So I don't know. This one, I'd have to wait to see what the ability is. As of now, I don't love it. I'm not a big fan of Pyroar anyways, and I don't think it gets good enough to warrant this change. Next, we have a Mega Eternal Floette, which gets a plus 20 to attack, plus 20 to defense, plus 30 to special attack, plus 20 to special defense, and plus 10 to speed. You might as well just throw Florges out. We don't need you anymore, buddy, because we've got the GOAT of special defense and special attack. 155 special attack with 148 special defense is just unbelievable. Every single Pokemon I feel like is a special attacker, and they all have this kind of breakdown where their attack, HP, and defense are all low, and then their special attack, special defense, and speed are all ridiculous. This is like the 5th one we've seen on this list. But this time, they crank the dial up just a little bit more with the special defense and special attack, and they say, see you later, speed. 102 is good enough, and I actually think so as well. This could be a very daunting setup Pokemon. I feel like a Calm Mind or two with Floette Eternal will just set you up and away on this one. So big on Floette Eternal. I definitely am going to use this one. I think this is going to be valuable in Champions for sure. Next, we got Mega Malamar with a plus 10 to attack, plus 30 to special attack, plus 45 to special defense, and a plus 15 to speed. I gotta admit, I am disappointed in this one quite a bit. Granted, Malamar's base stats are really bad, but I feel like this is where Contrary would have been extraordinarily beneficial to Malamar. And I feel like its special attack still being sub 100 after it was bragged about being some psychic power is just kind of laughable. Like, what was the marketing for Malamar? Like, why did we go through all that? The attack still getting a plus 10. I mean, it helps out if you're using superpower. The special defense is helpful in general for bulk. Like, I gotta love that. And the speed is all right. But I don't know. This one just doesn't move the needle for me. It doesn't feel like it's good enough. But maybe it gets close combat this time around and it gets a little bit better that way. Maybe it keeps Contrary when it Mega Evolves, or it gets something even better. We'll have to see. But as far as right now, this was a Pokemon I was very excited for, but now I'm not so much. Not super excited anymore. Now, Mega Barbaracle actually gets a type change to Rock and Fighting. And for stats, it gets a plus 35 to attack, plus 15 to defense, plus 10 to special attack, plus 20 to special defense, and plus 20 to speed. Now, honestly, I gotta be real. I have never used Barbaracle. I don't even know if I've ever had one on my team. I feel like if I've caught one, I deleted it because it's so ugly. This is a very ugly Pokemon. But I've seen the new design, and it gets really stinking cool, and the fighting type makes a lot of sense with that change. Ultimately, the bulk is awesome. I mean, you gotta love 130 defense and you gotta love 106 special defense. That's a great set of defenses right there. And 140 attack is nothing to scoff at as well. It's not as big as some of the other Pokemon we've had, but 140 is kind of like you're getting up there with legendaries. Like, you are stronger than some legendaries even. We'll have to see what really comes with it. Maybe it keeps Tough Claws to have their contact moves multiplied by 1.3. Like, that'd be pretty cool if it kept that. That would then help out that 140 attack quite a bit. So this could be a really powerful Pokemon when all is said and done. We'll just have to wait and see. Again, this is another thing where abilities really matter, so who knows. Moving on, we have Mega Dragalge. The type stays the same, and it gets a plus 10 to attack, plus 15 to defense, plus 35 to special attack, and plus 40 to special defense. This is gonna be a monster if it keeps adaptability, and I really hope Game Freak lets it keep adaptability, please. That 132 special attack is gonna go through the roof. Using any stab moves on this Pokemon, you're gonna be hitting like a freight train on the highway. Like, that's gonna be nasty, nasty, nasty. And the plus 40 bulk to the special defense, you're gonna be able to eat most hits without even worrying about it, and you keep the same speed, so you're working Trick Room like a workhorse. I just don't see how this is bad either. I mean, this is going to be a staple for Trick Room, honestly. So Dragalge, you have my 2 thumbs up. Next, we've got Mega Hawlucha, which keeps the same type, and it has a plus 45 to attack, plus 25 to defense, and plus 30 to special defense. I made a video over Hawlucha and how I was worried about what it was going to be like. Now that once it has to use the Mega item, it's going to lose Unburden. Unburden to me is like my favorite ability to use on most Pokemon, because the speed doubling, it switches it all the way to be a stat of 236, which is crazy. So you're faster than most Pokemon. But I mean, looking at these stat changes, the attack stat, incredible. Like, we love 137. We're right in the wheelhouse. The defense buffs, like focusing in on these horrible defenses, 75 and 63, and putting them both at about 100 is honestly the way to go. The 118 speed stat is also like just good enough. It's a little low. So losing Unburden is going to be kind of an issue for Mega Hawlucha, in my opinion. We'll see if it'll be good enough outside of it. I'm just not sold on Hawlucha being brought with its item slot being taken. I feel like Unburden's so much better than anything else. In other news though, I think Flying Press now is going to be super effective. Giving it a 137 attack with Flying Press and having it, yeah, that big of a shift is going to be so nice. I mean, Flying Press is actually going to be a relevant attack, and you can punish a lot of Pokemon. Like, Ferrothorn takes 4 times effective from Flying Press, so it's nothing to scoff at. It's just been on such a bad Pokemon that, you know, Hawlucha's had its moments, but it just doesn't feel like it's there. And I don't necessarily think the Mega Evolution is there either. I feel like there's better options for the value you get out of it, but we'll see. All right, on to the big kahuna, the restricted legendary that gets a new Mega Evolution, which is Zygarde Complete Form. So now this actually is a really weird change, because its HP stays the same, but it gets a minus 30 to attack, minus 30 to defense, a minus 10 to special defense, so that it can get a plus 125 to special attack, and a plus 15 to speed. That means that Zygarde Complete has a special attack stat of 216. It now has the #1 special attack stat in the game. This is absurd. I don't know how you're going to deal with this. I think the defense's loss, it might be a big enough deal. The question I really have here though is, how is this Mega Evolution going to work? Because you have to start out as regular Zygarde, and then Power Construct activates. If Zygarde is 10 or 50%, changes to complete if at half max HP or less at the end of the turn. So now the question I have, can I not Mega Evolve my 50% complete Zygarde? Do I have to wait till I take a hit to get down to 50%? Because I feel like if I'm Mega Evolving, I'm getting that attack boost, but I'm already at half health, and then I'm losing all this bulk, so I feel like I'm in a bad position already, but I don't know. We'll have to see how the mechanics on this work. It could be really cool. It sounds daunting. 216 special attack must break almost everything. But, you know, that's another question. We're gonna have to see how it works in game. We just don't know. We don't know what we don't know yet. So that'll be to be seen. All right, next we have Mega Drampa. This has its same type, but it gets a plus 25 to attack, plus 25 to defense, plus 25 to special attack, and plus 25 to special defense. I like these changes overall. You can't go wrong with huge bulk added in. The plus 50 overall is incredible, as well as the plus 25 to special attack. It just puts it into a higher tier. Like, you don't see 160 often. Yeah, that 160 already puts it at number 5. Necrozma Dawnwings only has 157, so Mega Drampa already is a workhorse. It's unstoppable in that regard. And then on top of that, we get to keep the same speed, so it's also a Trick Room genius. It's an absolute monster in Trick Room. And if it gets Berserk still, or even if it keeps Cloud 9, this thing is gonna be devastating to go against. Like, if you can get Berserk before you Mega Evolve, and then you Mega Evolve, and you get a 1.5 times onto the 160, that's gonna be flawless. Like, that's gonna be so good. And finally, we have Mega Falinks. For this one, the HP stays the same as always, but it gets a plus 35 to attack, plus 35 to defense. The special attack stays the same, and it gets a plus 5 to special defense and a plus 25 to speed. This is all great across the board. We don't pointlessly raise our special attack. We get our physical attack and physical defense up, and then the speed stat going up to 100 instead of 75. Now, the main reason why I like this the most is because of Falinks' signature move, No Retreat. This raises all stats by 1 and traps the user in the game. So now you get the stat boost from Mega Evolving, and you can No Retreat on the same turn to give you a +1 to everything else on top of that. That means our speed stat now gets a 1.5 from 100. Our special defense goes up from 65 and 1.5 as if we're wearing an assault vest. Our defense goes up to 1.5 and our attack goes up to 1.5. All phenomenal. Like, we're hitting at 200 attack, 200 defense. We're hitting around 110 for special defense, and we're hitting 150 for speed. I feel like Falinks is going to be devastating. It's like a double whammy. You get your boost, and then you get your no retreat boost on top of that. It's just so phenomenal. They really chose a great Pokemon to buff, and they gave it fantastic stats. I'm scared of Falinks. Mega Falinks is going to be one of the cheesiest Pokemon we have to go against in competitive Pokemon. Well, there you have it. That is all 26 new Mega Evolutions that were leaked in Pokemon Legends ZA, and all of their stats and type changes if they happen. The only thing we don't have is abilities, because they did not code in the new abilities. Those are subject to change, so we'll have to wait and see to really know how good these Pokemon are going to be. But here was just a quick rundown, a lot of information, a lot of cool stuff that we learned. I think a lot of these Pokemon are going to be staples, and I'm excited. Which Pokemon is your favorite new Mega Evolution and why, and which one are you excited to use in the competitive sphere? Let me know down in the comments, and thank you for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video, and I will see you all when Pokemon Legends ZA drops.